We're getting your breaking news on the situation at the line of actual control. Information coming in that the situation at this point continues to be extremely tense at the Galwan Valley. Bodies of some of the soldiers were also mutilated, and this is one of the chief causes for the simmering anger in the units that are posted in that particular area. So far, there's been no breakthrough in the talks. Remember, yesterday there were Major General level talks between India and China, but there's been no result and no sort of breakthrough that's happened in that dialogue. China has at this point proposed that there be more talks, but not at a specified level at this point. Let's take this across to our senior editor Shiv Arur for more details. Shiv, the situation at this point still very, very volatile, we understand, in Galwan Valley, but the information you're getting us at this point is that some of the bodies of the soldiers that we've received was also mutilated by Chinese soldiers.
That is correct, Akshita, unfortunately, and I hate to be the one to bring out these details, but that is a fact. There is evidence to suggest that the Chinese troops behaved in an extremely horrendous manner. There was a mutilation of some of the bodies, not all of the bodies, but some of the bodies, have carried marks of mutilation and torture. This was around the time when the initial attack had taken place on the commanding officer and his men, about 32 odd men. And then when some of them were taken captive, it is understood that these mutilations and torture marks happened at that time when the counterattack by the Indian side was yet to actually start. So this information obviously has filtered down. Everybody in those units has seen the bodies. They've all been part of the mission to fish out the bodies from the rivers, retrieve them. They've all come back as well. So this is not like some information that has been hidden from the troops. They all know what has happened, and that's one of the reasons why tempers are on a hair-trigger situation right now at Patrol Point 14 in the Galwan Valley. The Major General level talks yesterday, Akshita, have yielded very little apart from ensure that things don't spiral completely out of control, which I am told by my sources on the ground is nothing short of a miracle, given the emotions that have been stirred, in 16 Bihar, the Punjab regiment there, the RT regiments that were also part of this particular attack. The tempers are very, very high. We want to report this extremely sensitively. The Indian Army is comprised of extremely disciplined soldiers who will always listen to their seniors. They will never take matters into their own hands. But this is a situation that is unprecedented. The methods used by the Chinese army in this particular attack, we've proven that they were premeditated. External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar has validated what India Today reported yesterday by officially claiming details of the methods that we used, the weapons we've already talked about, but the manner in which this was, by design, only proves that the Chinese wanted to send out a kind of shocking message to the Indians, I guess, and that's what has actually happened here.
And, what you're telling us essentially, Shiv, is that our forces deployed along the line of actual control are itching for revenge. And that's why it's very, very difficult to ensure that you contain swaying emotions at this point. Shiv, we understand from the information that you're giving us that China is also proposing more dialogue, more talks. Is that something that India is going to also be okay with now? Are they open to more dialogue at this point?
See, the important thing, Akshita, is the talks that happened yesterday at the Major General level were also proposed by China. But there is one major sticking point which we are not reporting just yet because of the sensitivity of it, which we understand will come out in the form of an army statement in a short while from now, possibly later today. But this suffice it to say that the situation is not over. There is a major sticking point between both sides that remains unresolved. And until that is resolved, talks will have to continue at both the army level as well as the external affairs minister level, the diplomatic level at the foreign offices. But on the ground, until a complete de-escalation happens in this area, I can tell you that things remain. It's a landmine situation. Things could spiral out of control at any moment. And I say this with total responsibility because I'm in touch with sources on the ground. We broke the story first, Akshita, and that's why we know step by step what's happening. There is plenty that's happening, including one major issue that we are actually choosing not to report because of the many sensitivities involved and that it's a dynamic situation. But I can tell you that things are extremely tense, not just in the Galwan Valley Patrol Point 14, but also in Pangong So. Remember, Akshita, Pangong So is the place where 3 fisticuffs have happened since the first one on May 5th and 6th. Those fights did not spiral into murder and bloodshed, but they were quite violent. So you can imagine the troops in Pangong So are already used to brawling, and they've heard about what's happened just a couple of 100 kilometers to the north in Galwan Valley. So tempers must be extremely high there, and the eyeball-to-eyeball situation in Pangong is much closer than it is in Hot Springs and in Galwan Valley. So yes, absolutely, very, very tense situation. The divisional commander of the 3 division based in Karu near Leh is in the Galwan Valley even as we speak. He's in touch on an hourly basis with the Leh Corps Commander, Lieutenant General Harinder Singh as well.
Okay, Shiv, thank you so much for getting us those details.
Hi everyone, Preeti Chaudhary here. Hope you like this video. For latest news and analysis, like and subscribe to the India Today YouTube channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated. Thank you for watching.